Hello students. So in today's class we are going to start with a new concept known as the storage classes, right? So in today's class we are going to cover the storage classes, the theory as well as the practicals, right? So I will tell you about the storage classes. Now what exactly the storage class is? Whenever you are declaring a variable, suppose you are declaring a variable inside the main function, or you are declaring variable inside the function definition, right? So we have seen previous examples of function in which we are declaring int c in the addition function, right? So that kind of declaration, or either in the inside the main function. Whenever we are declaring the variables, there exists some life of that variable, that in which portion of the program this variable can be visible, right? It will be stored in some memory or some hardware. So we are having storage classes which will tell us that where exactly this function is being stored and how long it will be visible, right? So you know that if I am declaring a variable inside the main function, we cannot access that similar variable inside any other functions, right? So what are some terminologies used for that? What are the storage classes and what is the difference between the storage classes that I am going to talk about in this lecture. So first, storage referred to as the scope of a variable and memory allocated by compiler to store that variable, right? So while declaration, whatever memory is allocated will be known as the storage classes. Scope of the variable is the boundary within which the variable can be used. So how long the variable can be used by a function or by a main function or something else, that will be decided by the scope of that variables, and each variable may have different scope according to their storage classes. Now storage class defines the scope and lifetime of a variable, right? So when the variable will be created inside memory and when it will be free from the memory, so that all defined by the lifetime of a variable. Now basically we are having four kinds of storage classes. First is automatic variables, second is static variables, third is external variables, and fourth is register variables, right? So even if you don't know the concept of storage classes, you are using automatic variable, because by default, if you are not giving any storage class to a variable, it will be default have type automatic storage class, right? So now what exactly these storage classes are? So first we are going to talk about static storage class. So I am going to perform the practical as well, so don't worry if you don't understand the theory. Right now just understand the terminologies. So you know that whenever I used to write int a inside my main function, I used to say that this a is having garbage value, right? Because by default it was having automatic storage class. Now we are going to talk about the static storage class. So if you are declaring a variable such as you can see on the screen, if you are declaring static int count, instead of int count you are putting a keyword static int before the int count, then it will be having, by default it will be having 0 value, right? So instead of garbage value, by default it will be having 0 value. Now the lifetime of this storage class variable, that is if you are declaring a variable outside main function that is known as global variable, then you can use this global variable at any place of the program. So you can use it inside any function, you can use it inside main function as well, or if you are adding 4 functions, say addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, then you can add that global variable to any of the function and it will access that same variable. So static will persist its value. So I am going to show you practically that how exactly static keywords works, and static is one of the most important storage class because we are going to use it while performing the programs of recursion. So please try to understand this storage class very well. So static is a default storage class for global variables. It is not default for each variable, but if we are declaring a global variable, then only static is a default storage class. There are basically 2 types of static variables. First is local static variable and second is global static variable. Global static variables, the 2 variables below, count and road, both have static storage start. So I have declared count outside and road outside of the function. You can also declare this variable outside of the main function. So they are known as global variable, or you can say static variable, right? So static variables can be used or seen within the all function of the source files. So all functions including main function. So if you have declared any variable outside of main, then it will be it will be known to each of the functions, right? Now default value of static variable is 0. So by default static variable will persist value 0, and life is the value of variable persists between the function calls. So suppose you are adding some numbers, but the variable is declared as static inside the function, then it will retain its value, and we are going to perform program, so don't worry for that. Now the next variable is the next storage class is auto storage class. So by default, whatever variable we were declaring till now, int a, int b, int sum, whatever it was, is called as automatic variable. By default it is having automatic storage class. So the default value of automatic storage class is garbage value. So it will be having garbage value and it will be stored inside memory. So auto is a default storage class. So automatic storage class will be used by using keyword auto, right? Static keyword is used for declaring variable as static static storage classes. So auto is the default storage class for all the local variables. Variable is stored inside the memory. Then default value is garbage value. Scope is local to the block. So if you have declared int main inside main function, then that a can be visible or can be accessed. That same a can be accessed only within the main function, right? If it cannot be accessed beyond main, like say inside any functions or like that, right? So the scope of the automatic storage class will be inside only the block in which it is declared. So life is with the block in which the variable is defined. So here I have declared int count and auto int month. So basically int count and auto int month both are having same storage class, because by default int count is having auto storage class. And here I have manually declared that the month variable is having auto storage class, right? So the example above defines the 2 variables with the same storage class. Now you can see this program over here. Here I have written this program in order to show you the difference between the auto storage class and the static storage class. So here I have written void main, or you can also write it as int main. And inside int main I have declared I have called one function known as increment. So what exactly this increment function is doing? It will increment one value each time the function is called, right? So here I have used a loop from I equal to 0 to I equal to 3. So it will be executed for I equal to 0, I equal to 1 and I equal to 2. 3 times increment function will be called. And I am going to print the value every time the increment is being called. So here you can see the output over here. Here is the output. So whatever variable that is declared as automatic will attain same value, because every time when it is called, it will be start with initial value, right? So it will start from scratch. So every time it is going to be calculated same value. But static variable will persist its value throughout the function. So first time it was 2, so now second time it will become 3. Now when again the function will be called, it will remember that value, that yeah, previously that value is 2 and I am static kind of variable, so I have to persist the value and increment the value in the previous value, right? So this is the difference between the automatic storage class and the static storage class, and I am going to perform the similar kind of programs to differentiate this storage classes. So don't worry if you don't understand these terms right now, right? These are just the theoretical explanation. In this video only I am going to talk about the practical implementation. Now the third kind of storage class is external storage class. So sometimes it may happen that you want to some function is defined in some other C file and you want to use that function in your current C program, right? Or sometimes you are declaring some kind of global variables. So external keyword is basically used when you want to use variable or function from the outside file. So external is used to give a reference of a global variable that is visible to all program files. So whatever C files are there, you want to use one function such as printf, right? So printf is being loaded from .h file, that is a header file of standard input output, right? So basically we are going to use them externally. So default value of external variable is basically 0 and scope of the variable is local to the block in which it is defined, and life is as long as the program execution doesn't come to end. So till the program doesn't end, the variable will be alive. So here you can see inside the math.h file I am having count equal to 5, and then inside me I am declaring one variable write underscore external, right? And in the write.c file I have declared this external variable count as external as storage class external, right? So I am going to use this write external in my main file from the write.c file, right? So this is how you can use the variables which is declared in other files or in some external places into your current program by using the external or external keyword, right? Now the last storage class is the register storage class. So basically what exactly registers are? Registers are small hardware. You are going to talk about registers in your digital fundamental chapter in your third semester. So instead of storing the value in your RAM, that is random access memory, we are going to store the variable inside register. And always remember that whatever memory is being or whatever data is being stored, inside register will be accessed the fastest, right? So even fast than the registers, even fast than the RAM, random access memory. So if the data is being stored in register, then it will be accessed more faster than it is stored in RAM, random access memory. So the purpose of register storage class is the only thing that we want to access data faster. So there are some applications in which we want to access data faster and run program more faster. At that time I can use register variable. So for the smaller programs you cannot see the difference between the access times, but for the larger module it will have some impactful results. So register is used to define local variables that should be stored in register instead of RAM. Default value of register will be the garbage value, same as the automatic variable, right? So life is with the block in which variable is defined. So you can define register variables like register int I or register int miles. So the variable declaration of mile will be stored inside the register instead of the random access memory. Register should be only used for a variable that require quick access, such as counters, right? So if we want to count again and again and we want to access it quickly, at that time we can use registers. It should also noted that the defining register does not mean that the variable will be stored inside register. So suppose you are defining or declaring variable as register for each of your variables, right? So if you have used 100 of variables, then it may possible that your current system is not having that much amount of registers, right? So the number of registers inside your system will be limited, so it will be dependent on your hardware. So that's why the last statement says that it means that it might not be stored in register depending on your hardware. So if you are not having that available amount of register, then it may happen that it will store it inside the memory because you are not having that hardware, right? So it all depends on your hardware. So this is all about the storage classes. Now let's go to my IDE and see the programs to differentiate the storage classes. I hope in that practicals you will understand storage classes more efficiently. So let's go to my IDE. So now we are going to perform the practicals, right? So first I would like to add include stdio.h, then here int main, and here it will be return 0. Now first of all I would like to talk about the global variables, that what exactly this global variable is. Suppose I am declaring int a equal to 10 over here outside of main, right? Suppose I have added one function over here, int add int a and int b here, and what exactly this is, int c equal to, or int c and c equal to a plus b, return c. So I have written one program over here. Here I am taking int n1 and n2, and here I am taking printf enter two numbers. So user will be able to enter the number using scanf, and here I am doing %d, and here it will be comma and n1 and n2 and the semicolon, right? Now I'm going to call the function add n1 n2 actually I'm going to use directly this function to my program. So I'm writing printf, and inside this slash n addition is, and then %d, and over here I'm using this function. So you can call the function like this also. Also you can have third kind of variable inside your main function and use it. So by default, whatever this variable is, by default this variable's declaration is having auto storage class. So if I am not declaring anything, then by default it will be automatic variable. So even if I declare auto over here, it will be having same meaning. So if I declare auto or not, then in both of these cases it will be having same storage class. So by default it is having automatic storage class, and it will be having garbage value, and this n1 and n2 can be accessed only within int main. So if here I am writing printf, say %d is the value of n1 inside add function, if I am going to write this n1 over here. So I want to show you that what happens if you are declaring automatic storage class. So here I am declaring something like this. So I want to show you that the lifetime of n1 and n2 will be within this block only. This function cannot access n1 and n2, right? So let me just save this program as storage classes, and let me compile it and run it. It will be having n1 was not declared in this scope. I hope you will understand this error, because inside this block of function, n1 is not known because its declaration is inside main. So it will be known only inside main. So that is called lifetime or scope of the variable, right? So that is called scope of the variable. So n1 scope is not this add function. Its scope is only within this main function, right? So now if I just save this program again, compile it and execute it, it will be having no error, and it is asking me to add two numbers 10 and 2. So it is giving me correct answer, right? Now you can see here I have declared int variable as a, and here also I have declared what? Int variable. Now this is called as global variable, right? So if I'm taking say x and y over here, if I'm taking x and y over here, and here I'm telling a plus y, right? So I hope you guys are understanding that what exactly I'm going to do. I am passing value of n1 here, so x will be having value of n1, the value of n1 will be copied to x, and value of n2 will be copied to y, right? Then I am creating another variable whose scope is inside this function only, because it is automatic variable. So this c can be accessed only inside this. If I am going to use this c inside this main function, it will give me an error. So now this c equal to, value of c equal to a plus y, right? So here this a is nothing but this a, because I have not declared it. I have declared it globally. So you can see that I can directly use this a variable over here because it is declared as global variable, and this y is nothing but the y which is copied from the function. So value of n2. Now let me show you what exactly is happening. So now at compile time I am adding 8. So this 8 is the first number n1, right? So here at n1 the value will be 8, and suppose here I am adding 2. So n2 will be 2. So function add 8 and 2 will be called. So value of 8 will be copied to x, and value of n2 will be that is 2 will be copied to y. Now I'm going to add a plus y. So previously global variable says that value of a is 10, right? So what will be added? 10 plus 2 will be added, so my answer will be 12, right? So here if I hit enter, then you can see the answer will be 12. Why? Because we are going to use a over here. Now even if I'm printing value of a over here, printf value of a is %d, and here I'm writing a and saving the program, compile the program and execute. Now I'm entering say 24, that is value of n1, then 5, that is value of n2, and I'm hitting enter. Then the addition is 5 by then the addition is 15. Sorry, here I have just forgotten to place /n. Let me just save it, compile it and run it. You can see here I'm entering 24, 5. So addition is 15. So by default, or the default value of global variable is 10. I have initialized a as 10. So 10 plus value of n2, that is 5. So the addition is 15 and the value of a is 10, right? So it is not giving me an error even if I have not declared a inside this main function. So that is why we call this as global variable, and that is how the automatic variable works. Now what is the difference between this and static variable, right? So to understand static, I am taking one function, say fun, right? It is not having any kind of arguments. It is not having any kind of arguments, but right now if I write this entire program again, then I am having one value int I, then I am writing 4, I equal to 0, I is less than 3, I plus, I am going to call fun for, I am going to call fun for say 2 times or say 3 times, right? So for I equal to 0 it will run, for I equal to 1 it will run, and for I equal to 2 it will run, right? So now inside this fun I am going to make it as void function, and inside this I am declaring int a plus and say printf %d is the value of a, right? So here I am writing a, and here I am just erasing this because I don't want to go global variable right now. So what I am doing, this is the function without any argument and without any return type. I am creating one variable a whose scope will be inside this function only, and I am going to increment its value. How it will be incremented? Initial value I am giving it as 1, so initial value is 1, then it will be incremented, so a become 2 and it will print 2. Now let me show you that every time when the function is called, what will be the answer. So now compile and run. So you can see 2 is the value of A, 2 is the value of A, 2 is the value of A. Let me write it inside the slash and so that it will have some proper output and you can see it better way. So here we can see value of A is 2. Value of, let me close this extra windows. So here this is the output. You can see 2 is the value of A, 2 is the value of A, 2 is the value of A. It is printing it 3 times. What is happening over here? First, int main is, execution start with int main. Instead that it will create one variable I which is having automatic data type, right? Because by default it will have auto storage class. Now I value will be initialized with 0. So currently I is having value 0. The 0 is less than 3. That's why the condition is true and it will go inside the loop. Inside the loop I am calling a function fun, right? So it will go for the definition of fun. So it will go above, right? Inside the fun I have written something else. Inside the fun I have written something else, int A equal to 1. So the fun function will create one automatic variable named or labeled as 1 and it will put one value inside that variable. Right now the value of A is 1. Then it will increment the value of A. So now the value of A become 2 and then I'm going to print the value. So and when the first time fun is called, it will print 2 is the value of A. Right now, so now the function execution completes and it will come to the main function again. The control comes to the main function again. Now inside main function I become 1 now. For I equal to 1, it is still inside the loop because 1 is less than 3. So it will again call the fun function. When it is the fun function is called again, it will again create one variable A, put 1 inside that, increment the value and print the value, come to the main and again going to do. So this loop will be executed for several times. Each time it will be having, it will starting function execution from the scratch. So that's why I'm getting similar value for each time. Now what is going to be happen over here if I am declaring this as a static? Right. So in the previous example of automatic variable, it was having automatic variable. But now let me show you that what exactly the values are printed over here. So if I execute, if I compile it, you can see 2, 3, 4 is printed. So what is happening over here? First time when the fun is called, value of A was initialized as 1. By default its value is 0, but I am manually initializing it as 1. So when the value is 1, it will increment value of A. So now A become 2 and it will print the value that there is 2 is the value of A. Now it will come inside main again, inside the loop it will say that the value of I is 1. Now for 1 it will again call the function, but it will remember the previous value of A. So now it will not again creating variable A and putting 1 inside that. It will just add one value to the static variable. So that is the main difference between static and automatic variable. Now I'm not going to show you how the register variable works, because in the register variables the difference only is you are going to write register over here. So this A can be stored inside registered instead of any name. So you cannot see the visible difference of access time while you are performing this kind of small programs, right? It will be effective for the larger modules. So register keyword is that way, and external keyword. So the global variables are kind of external variables as well. Or if you have any kind of C file in which you have declared some variable and you want to use it inside my file. So suppose some variables are declared inside str.h or some other function, or suppose say in my arrays function I have declared one in my arrays program I have declared one variable as external variables, and I want to use that in my this program, then I can use external keyword. In most of the time, the most used storage class is static storage class, and in recursion you are going to use this in in many ways. So please make sure that you understand the difference between the automatic storage class, that is the default storage class, and the static storage class. So from the next videos, I am going to start with the programs of recursion and the introduction of recursion. I hope you enjoy this class. If you have any doubt, you can comment below the comment section and ask me. I hope you enjoyed this session. See you in the next class. Thank you so much.